Hey YouTube, it's the test lead, and today we're going to talk about the different types of QA testers. First off, just being a QA tester is a very vague term. Normally when you hear that term, you default to thinking about a manual QA tester, but there are many types of QA testers. In this video, we're going to dive deeper into the different types. There might be slight overlap in some of the types, but just know the different types. Because you may be a manual QA tester now, but you want to transition into a game tester or something of that nature. So if you don't know about it, you can't transfer to that new position. But if you get exposure to it and hear it in this video, you now have that possible other option in your career. Now, let's get into it. The different types we're going to talk about in this episode. And in the next one, we'll talk about these types. So first on our list, for part 2 is API testers. API testers are responsible for testing an application's APIs, which are the building blocks of modern software systems. They ensure that the APIs are functioning correctly, delivering expected output, and handling various scenarios such as timeouts, error responses, and security. API testers use various tools such as Postman, SoapUI, and Swagger to automate API testing, generate test reports, and integrate with the CI/CD pipelines. So normally, as a manual QA tester, you test the websites on the front page. But what about what happens behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, we have things called APIs that interact with the developer's code, that when something happens on a web page, an API is called and a proper functionality is then reported to the web page. So as an API tester, you're testing all the background functionality, which is definitely needed for any software system. And as a manual QA, if you can test front web pages as well as the background back-end stuff for API calls, you just become more valuable as a manual QA tester. Next on our list, we have compatibility testers. Compatibility testers are responsible for testing an application's compatibility with different hardware, software, and operating system configurations. They test an application on various devices, browsers, and operating systems to ensure that it works correctly and efficiently on different platforms. Compatibility testers use various tools such as BrowserStack, Sauce Labs, and cross-browser testing to automate testing on multiple devices and platforms. So when our company has a software, they want to make sure that everybody can use it from different platforms, different devices, different web browsers. They want to see, okay, is this compatible with an iPhone? Is it compatible with Firefox or Chrome? That way, everybody can use our service or website without any problems. Next up, installation testers. Installation testers are responsible for testing an application's installation process, ensuring that it is smooth and error-free. They test the installation process on different environments, platforms, and configurations such as Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Installation testers use tools such as InstallShield, Wix, and Nessus to create and automate installation tests and ensure that the application is installed correctly. So anytime you have an application that a user has to install on their device or their computer, you got to test to make sure that it can install properly. Because what if they buy your application and then try to install it and have problems? Then there'll be unhappy customers. Unhappy customers means they don't give money to your company. If they don't give money to your company, that means you don't get money. So that's why you test to make sure they can install the application properly on different operating systems and in different environments. Next up, usability testing. Usability testers are responsible for testing an application's usability and user experience, ensuring that it is user-friendly and easy to use. They test an application's design, layout, and navigation to ensure that users can use it effectively and efficiently. Usability testers use various methods such as user surveys, interviews, heuristic evaluations to collect user feedback to improve the application's usability. So usability testers are the ultimate end user or customer experience testers. They may actually give the application to a customer and say, hey, try to do this workflow, try to log in and then do a purchase on our website. How long does it take you? Is it hard to do? Is it frustrating? How's the actual user experience when you're using our service or website? They then look at this feedback and see, okay, we can improve it here. From a customer standpoint, it's hard to find the shopping cart button or the login button. So let's fix that to make a better user experience. And last but not least, we have cross-functional testers. Cross-functional testers are responsible for testing an application from different perspectives such as business, technical, and user perspectives. They work closely with different stakeholders such as business analysts, developers, and end users to ensure that the application meets the required standards and specifications. Cross-functional testers use various testing techniques such as acceptance testing, regression testing, and system testing to ensure that the application meets the business requirements and user expectations. They also ensure that the application is technically feasible and meets the required quality standards. So sometimes people may use your application just from a particular workflow or particular view. Cross-functional testers make sure that whether it's an internal user, whether it's a customer, whether it's a business person, we're testing from every different type of perspective or view to make sure that they all work as expected. If you made it this far and found this video helpful at all, please like, share, and subscribe. If you need help on your QA journey, please check out my book, QA Must Know Vocabulary. Also, please subscribe to my free email list. It is free on my website. And most importantly, don't forget to learn something new today.